Assalamu alaikum. Get to know your Lord. First part of the Right Belief series by Sheikh Karim Abu Zaid. This dynamic literary work of art's main goal is to revive an understanding the names and attributes of Allah. And understanding the name and attributes of Allah will elevate our faith, strengthen us, and keep us steadfast. This wonderful book is now available in an audiobook format and can be found free of charge on YouTube, channel Karim Abu Zaid. Get to know your Lord. You have nothing to lose.
You will make it through. The fitra is awake in you. With Quran and Sunnah by your side, here's a place where it will thrive. You will make it through. You will make it through. The fitra is awake in you. With Quran and Sunnah on his side, here's a place where it will thrive. You will make it through. With Quran and Sunnah on his side, here's a place where it will thrive. You will make it through.
Oh, you're a brother? Brother Kalunja? Oh, okay. Walaikum salam, brother. I told y'all, a lot of brothers. I'm sorry. You got a different type of name, Kalunja. Mashallah. That's a nice name. I like it. Nice name. Okay, so here we go. Let's put the PowerPoint up on the screen so everybody can see. He said he's a brother. I got a lot of brothers. I keep telling y'all brothers in here. Okay, here we go. Inshallah, y'all can see we're covering pages 296 to 298. And what we're going to do today is speak about how to balance wala wal bara with your iman while embracing multiculturalism. That's what this section is all about. And I'm going to break this down. I know Sheikh Karim Abu Zaid, he always uses these big words that American Muslims have a hard time deciphering the meaning of. That's okay. I'm getting ready to break it down in plain, simple American grassroots English. And let's look to see what Sheikh Karim starts off with. Again, he reminds us, for those of you who are Muslim students, the principle of allegiance and disassociation is everything. Because you're living in a non-Islamic country. You're living in a society that is not based on la ilaha illallah. So you have to stay true to your Muslim identity. You have to stay true to your faith, your belief, and your practices while engaging with other people who are not Muslim. Remember, the non-Muslims will always be the majority. There'll always be the majority of non-Muslims in the world. That's even after Jesus, alayhi salam, even after Jesus, alayhi salam, comes back as the leader of the world, even though the entire world will convert to Islam, most people will still be Muslim in name only, not in practice, not in belief. So the non-Muslims will always be the majority. So we're going to have to learn, and it's up to the parents, you sisters. That's why I keep emphasizing the importance of you Muslim women knowing what your roles are as Muslim women. Okay? Your priority, it should be the home, the family, the children, because Allah is going to ask you sisters why you did not encourage your children and teach your children how to hold firm to their belief system and their Muslim identity. And they're living in a world where they are the minority. So we have to learn how to maintain the balance. Islam is about dignity, humility, and balance. We have to achieve balance when dealing with the non-Muslims and also maintaining our identity. And so what Sheikh Kareem Abu-Zayd did, may Allah bless him and forgive him of his sins, Ameen. He gave us some tips as to things we can do to help our youth to establish education and maintain their Muslim identity. And he talks about how we have to make sure that they are aware, educate them, and make sure that they are aware of the world around them. And he recommends organizing workshops for parents and educators about the concept of allegiance and disassociation, using Quranic verses and using the hadith and using examples from the companions like I do with you guys, you know. And this is something that we have deviated away from. We have to understand that our role models as Muslims are those original companions. They were the best of this nation. Our role model in life should be them. There is nothing that we encounter today in 2024 that those companions, those original companions, did not encounter. So we have to educate, you know, others about what it means. What it means to declare La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, and what it means to have allegiance to that which we declare, and use the Quran as your guide to do that, and hadiths and examples from the companions. Okay, so again, you know, it's important to learn seerah. What is seerah? The history, the stories of the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the story of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself, because by learning about him and his companions, there is your guidance as to how to deal with the trials of life, how to earn the love of Allah, and how to remain firm despite the fact that you are a minority, because those companions were a minority. And we have to have open communication about this stuff. You know, talk about hijab, talk about prayer, talk about how the companions understood prayer to be. Remember, I talked about that the other day. You know, our understanding of Islam is supposed to be the understanding that those original companions had. If your understanding of how to pray, if your understanding as to how to dress, that's why when I get those comments on my videos from ignorant women, jealous women, telling me that I'm going to hell because I got on makeup, I just delete them. These women are ignorant. They don't know their religion. Their understanding of this deen is not the understanding that Aisha had, that Salama had, that any of the original companions had. Because if they had the understanding they had, they would look like them. They would dress like them. I dress like Aisha, radiallahu anha, and I look like them. Read the hadiths. They describe the Prophet's wives. They describe Atika. They describe all the female companions. And you will hear, you will read that they had makeup on. The same makeup I'm wearing. The same colors I wear. In fact, I wear the same colors. Today, this was Aisha. Aisha loved red and pink. So your understanding of this religion should be the exact understanding that those original companions had. Any other understanding means that you got a problem, that you ain't practicing the true Islam. Does everybody understand that? So we have to have open communication about this. And of course, bring forth the clear evidences from the authentic hadiths. Okay? And the examples from the authentic hadiths. Like when you guys ask me those questions, you know, I give y'all the answers based on the authentic hadiths. And you can find in Bukhari and Muslim most of the stuff I tell you. Because I try to stick with those two sources so that I can't be attacked by the enemies of Allah. All right? So we have to have open communication about our Islamic identity, with each other and also with the non-Muslims. When you come around non-Muslims and they ask you in a nice way about yourself, another woman approaches you and you a woman and they ask you in a nice way, because they will. Every time I go out the house, they always say, "Oh my, you look so beautiful. Can you tell me, what is the name of your headgear? Or why do you women dress like this?" You want to be able to answer them correctly, answer them eloquently. Okay? This helps to reinforce your Islamic identity. And also classes. Most of the masajids here in America have weekend or after school Islamic study classes. You guys have me here at this website. My website's open 24 hours a day. I'm here teaching every day of the week, including the day of the Eid. Where was Layla? Right here teaching the day of the Eid. Everybody else out partying. We still got people partying. Layla right here teaching. So we should have weekend or after school Islamic classes that go into the core Islamic belief system, the ethical frameworks, and all of that, and teach our youth how to apply the principles of Islam daily. And there should be positive peer support. Okay, positive peer support. Have a youth association in your mosque. Have a little youth or organization in your mosque or something. All right, so the kids can meet together, a sisterhood. Have a young girl sisterhood or something like that, and try to have community engagement. So these are things we can do, to coexist in a non-Islamic environment and still maintain our identity. And again, classes. We need classes teaching the kids how to engage with controversial topics. For example, like today at my Sunnahfollowers kids class, I'm teaching them how to engage with controversial topics. I asked them, why is it that we Muslims do not prefer one prophet over the other? Why is it that we love them all the same? And that way I'm teaching the kids how to engage in a topic like that. If a non-Muslim were to approach them and say, "Don't you love Jesus more?" they can answer and say, "We love Jesus, alayhi salam, just as we love all the prophets, because they were all the best of this creation. They all came with the same message. They all were strong in their faith," and all like that. So you have to teach your children how to engage with non-Muslims and others in regard to controversial topics. And of course, teach them to be respectable, like I did today. Don't argue, don't debate. And this is something that we deviate away from today. You look at the internet, social media, you look at Facebook, you see a lot of Muslim men and women arguing and debating the religion with non-Muslims. They're arguing and debating the religion with each other. This is not Islam. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not do that, nor did his companions. Again, our practice of this religion should be the way the companions practiced. They didn't sit around picking up a Bible and picking up a Quran and trying to compare the two. The companions didn't do that. When Umar radiallahu anhu tried to do that, the Prophet got angry and told him, "This ain't what I taught you to do. First of all, the Bible, the Torah doesn't exist anymore. If you want to know what was in those books, read the Quran." He said, "Those books that they have today are written by men. You don't know what's true. You don't know what's not. So leave it alone." The Prophet Muhammad taught us to stay away from that which is doubtful. But nowadays, you see Muslims doing that, reading Bibles. What Bible? Bible's been gone. For every book that Allah sent down, it replaced the previous one. That's in the Quran. Don't you know that? So we have to teach our children to be respectful. You know, we don't argue. We don't debate the dean. We don't even read Bibles. We don't read Torahs because that stuff don't exist. Like Allah says, if you want to know, the 10 Commandments is in the Quran. The story of Jonah is in the Quran. The story of Moses is in the Quran. Jesus is in the Quran. What do I need to read a book written by men for? Okay? And also, you know, encourage the children to fulfill their obligations. One thing about America does have in its constitution freedom of religion. That means every person in America has the right to practice their religion, whatever they believe. You want to worship a cow, you can worship a cow. Okay? Check with your local school or hospital or job to see if they have accommodations for religious practices like a prayer room. You know, they don't have to have it because as Muslims, we can pray anywhere on this earth. But if your job, your school does have a designated place for prayer, then make use of it. But I want y'all to remember, I'm not big on that because I didn't grow up with a prayer room. I grew up in the 60s here in America, civil rights era, Malcolm X. You know, I didn't care less if they had a prayer room for me or not. I raised my hand in school when I was in the 3rd grade and I said, Miss Weathersby, I need to go to the bathroom. She said, okay, go. I'd take the hall pass and I'd go down the steps and pray in the court and right underneath the steps. And nobody knew, you know, but nowadays Muslims think the world owes them something. So I'm not a biggie on this praying place. You know, my thing is the whole earth is a place of worship, prayer for us. You know, ain't nobody's business. And again, we want to make sure that our children have the right role models. Your role model should be those companions of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I grew up in the Malcolm X era, okay? When I was a kid, my mother had me take a role model. My role model, as you guys can see, was Aisha, radiallahu anha. I had to pattern myself after her. I had to learn them hadiths like her. I had to learn how to talk like her. The way I speak, my loud voice. By the way, this is Aisha, radiallahu anha. Aisha had a loud voice just like me. Why do y'all think they hate her to this day? She was very intimidating like me. Aisha was a very beautiful woman, a highly intelligent woman, a highly strong woman, and everyone was intimidated by her. Okay? I patterned myself after her. Try it with your kids. Have your children pick one of them original companions. It could be Atika. It could be Salama. She was a warrior. It could be Maymuna. It could be any of those companions. And try to emulate them because they're the best of this nation. And also, Allah has blessed us with technology and make use of it. You know, thanks to the technology we have, you know, you can learn your religion like you guys are doing online. You can meet with reputable people of knowledge like you do here at this website. We can even touch with reputable scholars like Sheikh Morsi, like Dr. Jamali, like Sheikh Saud, and learn from them, no matter what part of the world you live in. So Allah has blessed us with technology, which has become a great way or a great means, you know, of living in a non-faith-filled environment and maintaining our Muslim identity and all of that. So make use of it. And also, we can do fundraisers. And by the way, I want somebody in my website, Sister Fame at AY, if Amina Fresno, whoever's in there, Geechee, check out Launch Good because you can do online fundraising platforms like Launch Good to raise funds for Islamic charitable projects. And somebody suggested that our website look into that. So somebody write that down, launch good, so I can check out how it works, since we are a nonprofit organization. Okay. And even in healthcare, there are telehealth platforms where Muslims can access them and get services from Muslim professionals. I tell you guys all the time, your doctors should be Muslim. You should have a Muslim doctor. The Muslims are all in the medical field, especially here in America. You know, they're specialists in all areas of the human body. So try to connect with Muslim physicians and Muslim professionals, Muslim healthcare providers. And also you can engage in with Muslims, you know, on other levels too, such as even in the law field. You know, if you got a problem with social injustice, you can contact CARE. By the way, my best friend is the president of CARE now. Okay. Yeah, she's the president. Oh, yes. My best friend. We grew up together. Oh, yeah. She's just like Layla. She don't play. She's intimidating too. All right. You can make use of CARE and other platforms like that if you feel that there's an injustice being done to you. So alhamdulillah, thanks to technology and the internet, you know, you're not limited as a Muslim, you know, in reaching out for help and all to obtain help. You're not limited in learning the religion. You're not limited in finding professionals for the health care and all of that. So make use of it. So even though that we Muslims will always be in the minority, there's no excuse for you to be depraved or deprived or ignorant of the world or ignorant of your environment. Make use of it, because remember, guys, you know, Allah encourages seeking education, not just of this religion. That should be first and foremost. But we have to be educated about the world too. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he encouraged the companions to learn about the Romans, to learn about the Persians, to learn what's the latest thing that's happening. We have to stay up on that stuff. Just don't make this dunya and what's happening here our priority.